This is the Sveaverken Blix. It's Swedish, and it's definitely the goofiest looking robot lawnmower I've tested so far. But is it the best? Yeah, actually it is. It's really, really great. So thanks for watching. Now maybe you've never heard of Sveaverken, and quite honestly, I hadn't either, but apparently they've been around for over 100 years doing really high-end agricultural equipment. They're bringing some of that technology to the home market, and with that heritage and its unique appearance, it's a mower that screams, take a chance on me, and I'm glad I did. It's got a huge battery that can mow my entire lawn in a single day, which is awesome. But the real key is that it uses Lidar navigation, which is this laser thingy that we'll get into that later, but the point is it never gets lost. So you'll spend less time getting angry at your mower for not working whenever there's a cloud and more time enjoying not mowing your lawn. And I love not mowing my lawn. And that's really where the Sveaverken Blix shines. It requires less effort from me than any of the mowers I've tested. Older robot mowers require you to bury a cable around the edge of your yard. That's definitely not happening. The more recent mowers have used RTK satellite, which is much better than a wire, but it still requires you to mount an RTK antenna on the roof or on a pole in your yard, which is not always easy to find a place that worked. But the Lidar system on the Sveaverken Blix is completely self-contained, so I just have to set up the little garage, which is included with the mower, plug it in, and I'm ready to start mapping my yard. It's that easy, or at least it would have been that easy if they hadn't hid the manual and the quick start guide underneath the bottom of this hood. For those who are wondering, you're welcome. But even without it, I figured it all out using the Sveaverken mobile app. To my surprise, unlike Swedish furniture, the Sveaverken Blix mower comes completely assembled, so it's ready to use right out of the box. One thing to note, however, is that there's a Blix mower and there's a Blix HC mower. This is actually the HC mower. HC stands for high cut. They're basically the same except for the cutting height. But if you try to add the Blix HC as a regular Blix in the Sveaverken app, it will fail and you'll be mad and you're not going to know why. They probably could have prevented this issue by listing the mowers in alphabetical order in the app, but maybe the alphabet's different in Sweden. I don't really know. Just make sure you're adding the right model. Mapping your yard is super easy. Your phone turns into a remote control and you just steer the mower around the edge of your lawn like you're driving the slowest, dorkiest RC car in the world. Once you've mapped out the perimeter of your work zone, as they call it, you can map additional work zones or map out no-go zones so it won't mow on your precious new grass. And that's really it for setup. I have a pretty big yard, so it took only about 30 minutes to map the whole thing, but after that, you're ready to mow. It uses the same disc with razor blade style system that most robot mowers use. The blades need to be replaced every month or so, which only takes about 5 minutes. Use a screwdriver. It's really pretty easy. The Blix included this blade protector, which seemed like a neat idea, but it felt like the cut wasn't quite as good with it on, so I took it off. Sometimes you just have to live on the edge. There's really no other maintenance you need to worry about with this mower, other than you might want to hose it off every once in a while. It's completely waterproof, so you won't hurt it. If you're expecting a world-class cut with a robot mower, you're not going to get it. But after letting the Blix mow the yard a few times, the lines got straight and there were no more uncut patches of grass, and the overall cut was just better than any of the other mowers I've been testing. And that's a testament to the Lidar navigation system that we mentioned earlier. The Lidar uses a laser system that's mounted on the mower itself that sends out thousands of little lasers to detect its surroundings. That's why when the mower leaves its station, it spins around like a dancing queen to get its bearings. While it can't exactly see, it's kind of like a blind man with 1,000 white poles that can detect what is around it at all times. The more times the mower runs, the more it learns its environment and improves its accuracy. And because it relies on lasers and not visible light, the mower works just as well in pitch dark as it does in daylight, which is pretty cool. With an RTK system, the mower always needs a direct line of sight with the satellite 12,000 miles in the air. That means sometimes the mower will stop and get confused, and you may have to go drag it and bring it back to the base station if there's a cloudy day, or if there are too many trees, or those aliens from Independence Day come to finish the job. But thanks to Lidar, Captain Stephen Hiller can be confident his Sveaverken Blix will continue working while he's out saving the day, and he can come home to a beautifully mowed lawn. Using Lidar, the Blix can navigate areas that are completely covered, so you could even mow in your living room, but I don't recommend it. So as far as navigation goes, the Blix is easily the best mower that I've tested. And when it comes to terrain, it had no problem on my little hill, and it claims to be able to climb hills up to 33 degrees. So as you can see, these wheels are pretty beefy and they have some pretty good traction, but if you live on a slick terrain or a side of a hill or whatever, you can add these metal spiky wheels to the side. Comes in the package, give you a little extra traction. The large wheel drive design with the front caster wheels, it does really well on flat terrain. It can, with the caster wheels, get stuck in ruts or roots. And for some reason, all of my robot mowers love to try and drive over the legs of our trampoline, and they all get stuck. It's like their personal Waterloo. So you want to take advantage of those no-go zones or you'll drive yourself insane. But what about my own legs? Will it run over them? Fortunately, no. The Sveaverken Blix uses its Lidar to detect obstacles and mow around them. However, it will not detect everything. I tested it and it runs right over dog poop, which is actually a good thing, but it won't run over the dog, which I suppose is also good. It will, however, plow right over her tennis balls. And it is clearly not a Minnesota Vikings fan. Mamma mia! The object detection did a very good job of avoiding taller obstacles like basketballs and chairs. But clearly the Sveaverken Blix does not know how to read yet. Unless maybe it only knows Swedish. In the app, you can set how much distance you want to go around the detected obstacles, and even have it take a snapshot of the obstacles it detects using the onboard camera. You can also detect on the camera icon when the mower is running for a live, first-person look at what it is doing. The app shows you the mower's progress and its project path on the map. And you can move it around manually if you want. In the settings, you can set the mower speed, blade speed, cutting height, path spacing, and more. And you can have different settings for each designated work zone. It also has a rain sensor on top, so you can set it to not mow during the rain. You can run a quick mow anytime or set schedules to run in the future. So just for kicks, I set the mower at the fastest speed with the widest spacing. It mowed my lawn in about 4 hours, which is pretty remarkable. Now, it did a terrible job, but it did a pretty terrible job fast, and that's something. I also tested the other end of the spectrum to get the best cut, slowest speed, narrowest spacing, and it still finished my lawn in a single day, which is pretty remarkable for my lawn. When the mower does need to charge, it automatically finds its way back to the charging station, and it can do a full charge from 10% to 100% in about an hour, which is crazy fast compared to other mowers. I do question though why the transformer for an outdoor mower is labeled for indoor use only. Now you will notice in the fall, it doesn't do a great job on the leaves, and that is across the board with the robot lawnmowers using the razor blade that they have. It just doesn't have the suction to lift them up and cut them, so it just goes right over the top of them. You're gonna have to get the rake out and rake those leaves, and you may have to mow once with a regular lawnmower at the end of the season if you really want to get those all sucked up nice and good. With Halloween coming up, I couldn't resist having a little bit of fun, so I took the Blix into the garage and made a few modifications. I wouldn't be able to do this with an RTK mower because this would interfere with the satellite signal, but with the Sveaverken Blix, I was able to convert it into a mobile Grim Reaper to scare away the trick-or-treaters so I can keep all the candy for myself. Gimme, gimme, gimme! Overall, this goofy looking mower really works and I love it. Yes, it is one of the more expensive robot mowers out there, but in my opinion, it's also one of the best. Contact my guy Matt from Midwest Turf Tech. He can get you the best deal on the Sveaverken Blix mower. Check out that link in the description below. But if you want to learn more about robot mowers, check out this video right here where I broke down exactly how much time you'll save with a robot mower versus mowing lawn yourself. And I'm never mowing lawn myself again, I'll tell you that. Thanks for watching.
I flew